As you can see, I am quite busy taking down or trying to take down these pouring creatures so I can get something good to eat. I don't want to eat them, I just want some zenny from acquiring the contract to kill them. Oh, stand still, you little vermin! Oh. This is useless. I'm just gonna rest here for a while and maybe come back to it a later time. Nice soft ground to sit in. I'm gonna take a time to take a breather. That pouring hunting is very tiring. Oh, does people do this thing every day? I hope not. Just to get something to eat. Anyway, while I'm taking a rest, I think I might have remembered a story from way back when I was still normal and not in this world. So, it's something about the continuation of a story from those dreaded evil machines taking over a world. I hope those machines don't come to this world as flat in 2D as it is. Anyway, here's how the story goes. Chandra hates waiting. She hates everything about this. The safe house they're all cooped up inside. The daily check-ins from other walkers waiting to hear the worst. The excruciating agony of knowing a blow is coming, but not knowing when or where it will strike. For the past week, they haven't been living in any real sense of the word. They've been waiting. That's the plan, after all. For 2 weeks, they'll wait here in one of Liliana's cabins on Dominaria. Though she swore these were simple placeholders for the soon-to-be reconstructed Vest Manor, they were crawling with the sort of wards they'd make a demon think twice. Chandra had no idea Liliana even knew so many wards. When pressed, Liliana simply said she'd learned to protect her investments. At the end of these 2 weeks, if they've not gotten any word, then they're to assume everyone's died and proceed accordingly. If they get news before then, well, they'll act according to the news. If it's good, they'll spread the word to the others that there's nothing to worry about. And if it isn't good, they'll tell the others to get ready for war. Some take the waiting better than the others. Better than she does. Vivienne's out more often than she's in, which gives everyone a little breathing room. Her cooking's incredible too. Wrenn's also usually out, but never too far away. Waiting's fine for her, so she claims, but Chandra knows she's getting listless. Wrenn might be a dryad, but there's a fire within her too, and fire's always hungry for more. And then there's Liliana, who hates waiting as much as Chandra does. They don't really talk about it, because talking about it is like tearing open a wound, but it's something they've sensed about each other. When Chandra returns in the afternoons after her talks with Wrenn, Liliana's often got a story ready for her. Sometimes it's quiet company. She'll sit there reading some ancient tome or reviewing plans for the renovation while Chandra waits. How can she even focus on something like that right now? Everyone's trying to be normal, but nothing's normal, and no one wants to talk about it. She never asks if there's news. But if someone arrives asking to hear some, it's usually Liliana who answers, sparing Chandra the trouble. But every day, it feels worse. It's like there's a knife against her skin, and every day someone drags it a little further along. Every drop of blood is a thing she hasn't spoken out loud, a thought she's too afraid to think. Phyrexian weaponry, black oil, Ajani and Tamiyo lost to them forever, so different from the people they'd been only a few months ago. A plane full of people like that, people who do that to the others. Maybe it's wrong to think of them as people at all. She wants to strike back. At least if she was in the thick of it, she'd know what was going on, even if the answers weren't good. Lately, none of the answers have been good. If Nisa was... More than anything, she wants the waiting to be over. For now, she'll pass the time with Wrenn. You have to focus on your breathing. Fire needs air just like we do, Chandra says. Jaya used to tell her that to calm her down when things got bad. If she could control her breathing, then she could control her fire. And if she controlled her fire, everything would be alright. Jaya's dead. Ajani killed her, and Chandra's not sure if anything is going to be alright again. But she has to hope that it will be. Wrenn's not great at breathing. Chandra doesn't hold it against her. She's a dryad after all. Most of them don't have lungs. Comparisons to human breathing are a little hard to grasp, Wrenn says. Flames lick up between her barky skin. In spite of the pain she must be in, she sounds cheerful. Right, Chandra says. She scratches at the back of her head. Nisa spoke tree. She probably had tons of dryad friends even. She didn't know what to say, but she isn't here. Think of it like the fire is something you have to shape. You've got to find the parts of it that aren't helpful and cut them off. Better, Wrenn says. The fire does flicker, but doesn't retreat as much as Chandra wanted. She sets her hand on Wrenn's shoulder, feeling like it's the thing a mentor should do, but without much of an idea how to mentor. Jaya left her with so many lessons. Chandra's not sure she's internalized all of them. How can she pass all of that on to Wrenn? Somebody else would be better at this. Someone older. Someone like Ajani. Chandra extinguishes the thought. Let's do it together, she says. I'll be right here with you. Some fires aren't worth the air. The trick is knowing which ones. Alright, Wrenn says, although that seems terribly rude to the fire. Chandra closes her eyes. She takes a breath. In the back of her mind, she can hear Jaya's steady voice telling her to focus on the feeling of the air through her nostrils. She repeats the words, clumsy and inelegant, as they come to her. You have to talk to the fire, find out what it wants to do. And then, the brash warhorn boom of Tivar's arrival falls like an axe between them. The two of them look over toward the safe house in time to see two figures limp through the door. Chandra's breath stops in her throat. There are no more words between her and Wrenn. There's no need for them. Chandra makes for the safe house, shooting a flare into the murky grey sky and hoping it'll be enough to catch Vivienne's attention. And for all that she hates waiting, Chandra finds herself hesitating at the threshold. Only 3 of them came back. Maybe the first 3, maybe not. But which 3 would they be? She runs through the possibilities in her head, and she hates herself for doing it. News is good to have, whatever it might be. But who waited beyond the door? She's never going to find out if she stays out here. Chandra takes a deep breath. She steps into the safe house with her eyes closed. You were right about the tree. They have their own. It's corrupted, twisted. They outplanned us. Had an answer for everything, shaping reality to whatever they want. 3 voices. None Nisa's. Another cut. Chandra swallows. There's other stuff to think about. There's plans bigger than any of them as individuals. Kaito, mostly who leans against a bust. Kaya and Tivar are slumped on the couch when she opens her eyes, both covered in blood and dirt and grease. Liliana, of all people, is attending to the injured. There are small vials of liquid laid out before her on the floor. She pours some onto a cloth before dabbing it against one of Tivar's wounds. It's Liliana who notices Chandra walking in. It isn't good news. Didn't feel like it was, Chandra says. Never seen anything fouler, Tivar says. A haunted look comes over him. A World Tree essence they stole from Kaldheim. They used it to make a monstrosity. It isn't even alive. They're using it to invade the other planes. Kaya can't stand sitting anymore. She's up and pacing, moving whole armies. Weapons like we've never seen before. There's almost no one left on New Phyrexia but those machine nightmares. Soon, they're going to be everywhere. But we've still got people to fight back, don't we? We can get everyone else from the other planes, round them up, crash back to New Phyrexia and take Norn down. Chandra's babbling and she knows it, but she can't stop. Air, she thinks. Air. Just keep breathing. All this is worth the air. This isn't over. It can't be. There's sympathy in Kaya's eyes. No. We can't. Maybe we should wait for Viviene before we got into it. Kaito cuts in. Chandra doesn't like that at all. We've done enough of that. How are they controlling it? I'm just saying, Kaya starts, as gentle as she can be. Kaya, please, Chandra says. It surprises her how pained she sounds. Tell me what happened. Kaya swallows. They got Nisa. And just like that, Chandra forgets how to breathe. She sputters. She knew. On some level, she knew when Nisa wasn't with the group that... Before she can summon something to say, the door opens behind them. There's news? Viviene says from behind them. Wait, where's Jace? Fashionably late, I imagine, Liliana says. She ties off the bandage around Tivar's chest. He'll be here any moment now. Kaya closes her eyes. No, he won't. Liliana's face at least shows no signs of distress. Her voice comes sharp and hurt, the same hurt in Chandra's chest. Not ridiculous. They fought valiantly. But these beasts, says Tivar. Bravery doesn't matter much when your opponent never tires, never errs, Kaito says. He can't seem to look up from the floor. Or when you're that far gone. That doesn't make any sense, Liliana says. She stands picking up a tray of vials to hide her trembling hands. All of this nonsense was his idea. He wouldn't just fail. He doesn't do that. At the end, I don't think it was him anymore. He became one of them, Kaito says. Liliana's taking deeper breaths, but she doesn't want anyone to notice. What do you mean? We don't have time to get caught up in the details, Viviene interjects. Whatever happened, Nahiri's going to Zendikar. The Wanderer must have gotten away. Elspeth must have already gone ahead to Theros. We saw the Phyrexians take Nahiri too, Tivar says. Elspeth didn't make it, Kaito adds. The Wanderers probably headed back home, but there's no way Elspeth made it out of that. And that's the story. Planeswalkers are being completed left and right. I am still here. Who knows any to buy dinner because I can't hit a single pouring. Anyway, like my tutor once said, practice makes perfect, so I'm gonna practice trying to hit one of these pourings and eventually I'll get a hit one in. So, until next time my friends, wish me luck, or soon after practicing I will be known as Mordecai the Pouring Slayer. Time to get up and to get on bashing those pink flubber things again. Until next time, my name is Mordecai, the Solemn Bard. Here we go again.